Attractive people earn 14% more money over their lifetime than average-looking people. That's not a dating app statistic. That's science. And it gets worse. Welcome back to the Human Mind Daily. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful psychological biases that's affecting your life right now, whether you know it or not. The halo effect. Here's what's happening. Your brain sees one positive trait in a person, like physical attractiveness, and automatically assumes they have other positive traits too. Smarter, kinder, more trustworthy, more competent. And the wildest part? You don't even realize you're doing it. This isn't conscious. This is your brain taking a dangerous shortcut. The term was coined by psychologist Edward Thorndike back in 1920, but the research in 2026 shows it's more powerful than ever. Let me show you exactly how this plays out. Study after study confirms this. In job interviews, attractive candidates are rated as more qualified, even when their resumes are identical to less attractive candidates. A 2025 meta-analysis found that appearance-based discrimination in hiring hasn't decreased at all in the past 2 decades. Despite all our diversity, training, and awareness, we're still falling for it. But it gets darker. In courtrooms, attractive defendants receive lighter sentences for the same crimes. We're talking about real justice being influenced by someone's face. A comprehensive study from early 2026 analyzed over 10,000 court cases and found that attractive defendants were 40% less likely to receive maximum sentences. Think about that. Your face might literally determine whether you go to prison or walk free. That's not justice. That's the halo effect hijacking our legal system. Now, let's talk about schools because this starts early. Teachers consistently rate attractive students as smarter and more capable, even when test scores are identical. This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Teachers give more attention and encouragement to attractive students, who then actually perform better because of that extra support. The halo effect doesn't just apply to physical attractiveness, though. It works with any positive trait. Someone gives a great first impression, you'll excuse their mistakes later. Someone went to Harvard, you automatically assume they're brilliant at everything, even topics completely unrelated to their degree. That's the halo effect at work. Companies exploit this constantly. Celebrity endorsements are pure halo effect manipulation. This actor is charismatic on screen, so you trust their opinion on skincare? Come on. Tech CEOs are masters of this. They build a halo around innovation and vision. Then you overlook the problematic labor practices or privacy violations. One trait blinds you to everything else. Here's where it gets personal. The halo effect is destroying your relationships. You meet someone attractive, they're funny on the first date, and suddenly you're ignoring every red flag. Your brain has already decided they're amazing. So when they show up late, when they're rude to the waiter, when they talk only about themselves, you make excuses. The halo protects them. The opposite is just as powerful. It's called the horn effect. One negative trait, and your brain assumes everything about that person is bad. Someone has an unflattering profile picture, you assume they're less competent at their job. They have a strong accent, you unconsciously rate their intelligence lower. It's automatic and it's wrong. A 2026 study on remote work found that employees with professional Zoom backgrounds and good lighting received higher performance reviews, even when productivity metrics were identical. Think about how insane that is. Your performance review, your career advancement, influenced by your lighting setup. But that's exactly how the halo effect operates in modern work culture. Social media has amplified this to an unprecedented level. Influencers with aesthetic feeds get trusted as experts on everything from medicine to geopolitics. The halo of their beautiful lifestyle photos extends to credibility they haven't earned. And millions of people are making health and financial decisions based on these halos. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. You're both benefiting from and being hurt by the halo effect right now. Let's talk about how. If you're attractive, well-spoken, or went to a prestigious school, you've received unearned advantages. Doors opened easier. People gave you the benefit of the doubt. That's your halo working. But you've also made terrible decisions because someone else's halo blinded you. That charismatic coworker who turned out to be taking credit for your work, you trusted them because of the halo. The financial cost is real. Research shows people lose thousands of dollars to scams each year because the scammer had one convincing trait that created a halo. Professional website? Expensive suit? Must be legitimate. So how do we fight this? First, awareness. You now know your brain does this automatically. That's step one. You can't fix a bias you don't know exists. Second, implement structured decision-making. When evaluating someone for a job, a date, or a business deal, write down specific criteria before you meet them. Rate each criterion separately. Don't let their performance on one factor influence another. This forces your brain to evaluate traits independently instead of letting the halo spread. Third, actively look for disconfirming evidence. Your brain wants to find proof that confirms the halo. Fight back. Deliberately search for information that contradicts your first impression. Fourth, slow down. The halo effect thrives on quick judgments. When you take time to reflect, the power of that initial impression weakens. Don't make important decisions in the moment. Fifth, get outside perspectives. Other people have different halos and horns than you. What seems obvious to you might not be obvious to them, and vice versa. Sixth, examine your own halos. What are people assuming about you based on one trait? Are you leveraging that ethically, or are you letting people believe things about you that aren't true? Companies are starting to implement blind recruitment processes to combat this, removing names, photos, and university information from initial resume screening. Some orchestras now conduct auditions behind screens. When they did this, the number of women hired increased dramatically. The halo of gender bias was removed, and talent could finally be heard clearly. But we can't put screens up in our daily lives. We need to build the screen in our minds. A mental barrier between first impressions and final judgments. Remember, the halo effect evolved for a reason. In ancient times, quick judgments kept us alive. Is this person a threat? Can I trust them? We needed fast answers. But modern life is complex. The person with the friendly smile might be the con artist. The person with the off-putting appearance might be the genius who saves your company. We need to override our ancient programming with conscious effort. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. Your brain will resist. But it's the only way to make truly fair judgments. Here's your challenge for this week. Notice when you form an instant positive or negative impression of someone. Then pause. Ask yourself what evidence you actually have. Are you judging their competence based on their appearance? Their trustworthiness based on their charisma? Their intelligence based on where they went to school? The halo effect is one of the most pervasive biases in human psychology. It influences everything from who gets hired to who goes to prison to who you choose to date. But now you know. You can't unsee it. Every time you meet someone new, every time you make a judgment, you'll feel that halo trying to form. And now you have the tools to question it. If this video changed how you see human behavior, hit that like button and subscribe to the Human Mind Daily. We break down psychology research that actually matters to your life, posted every week. Drop a comment telling me about a time you fell for the halo effect. When did someone's first impression completely mislead you? I read every single comment. Next week, we're diving into the psychology of why smart people believe stupid things. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one. See you then.